Hey everyone, Shaun Gladney here with the Warrior Drumline. Thanks for checking out the second video in our series of fundamentals for the battery. In this video we're going to talk about the two different grips that we use in the drumline setting. The first is traditional grip, and that's what we use on marching snare drum. That's probably new to most of us, and we'll come back to that in a second. The second grip we use is match grip. We use that for tenors and bass drums. That's probably what you're most familiar with because that's what we use in concert band as well. So let's start with match grip. In match grip, both your right hand and your left hand are the exact same. So we'll build one hand at a time. You want to take your stick, find roughly a third of the way up from the butt end. That's where we're going to build our fulcrum. You want your thumb to be running right up and down the side of the stick, and your index finger will wrap around behind it. That creates your fulcrum. That stick comes into contact with your index finger between these two knuckles. And if I were to drill right through this thumbnail, it would come out through the stick right between these two knuckles. You want to make sure that the stick runs right through the meaty palm of your hand and not out on your fingertips. That gives us the control and the power that we need. Your back three fingers wrap around the stick entirely and always stay on. A trend of younger percussionists is to let those pinkies and back fingers fly off, and we cannot do that and still maintain the control and power that we need in the drumline setting. So it's important to always have a firm grip and a firm control of the stick without squeezing and without being tense. I never want to see any white knuckles. Once you've built one hand in match grip, the other hand's the exact same. So follow the same steps to build it in both hands. When you come into playing position on the drum, there should be a natural downward angle in your arm and then a natural downward angle in your stick. I'm going to put my beads as close together, about an inch from the drum, in the center of the drum, and I make roughly a 45 to 60 degree angle here with my sticks. When I come into playing position, I don't want my thumb straight up facing the sky, nor do I want my thumbnail straight to the side. I want in the happy middle in between, and that's what we call American grip. In that, I should see a natural downward slope on the back side of your hand. So if I were to pour some water on your hand, it would slope down and away from you, off of the top of your hand. And that goes for both sides. That's match grip on snare drum. We have to adjust it a little bit on tenors and bass drums, and we'll get to that later. Now, let's talk about traditional grip. In traditional grip, the right hand is the exact same as match, so we don't have to worry about that at all. In traditional, the left hand is different, and that is from when we used to wear snare drums on slings and they were tilted, and we had to adjust to get that good playing surface. Now we just kind of use it as a tradition, and that's why it's called traditional grip. So I like to start by taking our left hand and extending it out in front of you like you're about to shake someone's hand. Take your stick, find roughly a third of the way up from the butt end again, and put that between your thumb and your index finger. Your index finger is going to wrap around on top, and then your thumb is going to lay down right on top of that index finger. Your thumb should contact your index finger again between those two knuckles, and it almost creates a T shape. This is our fulcrum in traditional grip. The middle finger is just going to relax, lay on top of the stick, and it's really just along for the ride. It doesn't serve a whole lot of purpose here. Your ring finger and pinky finger are going to curl up underneath, and they provide the shelf or the support for the stick to lay on. When we come into playing position, your thumb is going to be not directly straight up and down, but more up and down than it would be in match grip, just a little off to the side. I don't want to see your wrist flat like this, where the top side of your hand is perpendicular to the floor. It's going to have a slight angle as well. When I come into position, again, I've got that same natural downward angle in my arm and then a natural downward angle in my stick. Same thing, put the beads about as close together as possible, about an inch off the drum and right in the center. And now my angle is a little bit bigger, close to 90 degrees when I come into playing position. That covers grips. It's very important to master match grip before you transition to traditional grip. Traditional grip is weird. It's a different motion. We're going to talk about that in the next video. But that's going to feel unnatural to you. So practice with match grip, master some of this music, and then switch to traditional and work on that as well. All right, come back for the third video when we start talking about strokes types and how we actually get our sticks up and into the drums.